some secret strategies and some subtle techniques that are going to help you win deals over utilizing consultative selling. What is going on, my real estate family? My name is Wandile Mr. W. I work very closely with real estate agents, helping them get more buyers and sellers utilizing AI and modern technology. If you guys are going to get a lot of value in this, feel free, guys, to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and share this with another agent who you know for a fact is going to get a lot of value in this video. So, one question I get every single day non-stop, and I'm so surprised that it didn't actually hit me earlier on, is that I always get real estate agents complaining and saying that they're struggling to close deals, or they always gain the same objections, especially once I communicate with them. Objections such as, oh, let me think about it, or we'll get back to you, call me next week, or, oh, you know what, me and my wife decided to change our minds, we don't want to sell anymore, right? All those objections when it comes to you getting deals and you not actually being able to close the deals, I get it and I understand. And it's just purely because of how you've been taught. Guys, you've been taught wrong in terms of how to sell. We do not pressure sell, right? We don't focus on pressure sales. In fact, we focus a little bit more on something different, which is called consultative selling. And consultative selling is very subtle. Consultative selling is all about harnessing the pain and ensuring that they come to that realization and that conclusion that they need you without you having to boast or you having to sell yourself to them. If you're not familiar with consultative selling, I understand, because you guys have been taught absolutely wrong in terms of how to sell. So listen very closely, guys, to this video, because it's really going to be a game changer for you. And I'm going to give you guys with some examples as well as some scripts that you guys can utilize that's going to help you know how to sell as soon as possible. All right. So let's hop onto my laptop and let me walk you through exactly how to do it. All right, guys, let's jump straight into it. So, guys, when it comes to mastering persuasion, many agents are really bad at this. They don't even know how to persuade. They don't even know how to sell. So if you watch this video, I want you to watch it again and again and again. Because in 2025, if you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to really be a master at persuasion, you're going to lose out on a lot of deals. And you probably did lose out on a lot of deals this year because you were not utilizing the techniques I'm going to give you right now and really understand the concepts of all these things that I'm going to cover. So guys, when it comes to sales, you need to understand that there's two types of sales. There's pressure-based sales and then there's consultative selling. Pressure-based sales, the easiest way I can put it is that when you walk into a mall, let's say you walk into a clothing store and you find a lady at the front or one of the sales consultants, and they come to you and they ask you, hey, can we help you? Is there anything that you're looking for? All right, that is pressure sales because they're coming towards you. And what do we typically respond with? Oh no, I'm just looking around. Well, you walked in there for a reason, okay? But the reason why you're just saying you're just looking is because you don't want to give off the fact that you are looking to buy something. Because if you say that you're looking to buy something, they're going to force you or pressurize you to buying something that you don't really want to buy, or they're going to influence you in a way where you're now going to be spending more than what you expected. So 9 times out of 10, what do we do? No, I'm just looking. So that you can go and find what you like in your own time. Right? And then if you are confused or if you can't decide between one or two things, then you go and approach them. When you go and approach them and you ask them, hey, look, I don't know, what should I select? Which one do you think I should pick? All right. And then now you're putting them in a position where they can help you. That, my ladies and friends, is consultative selling. Okay. When they come to you, that is pressure sales. But when you go to them, now they're in the position of an expert or of a consultant. That ideally is where you want to be. You want to have clients who come to you asking you for help. You want to have clients coming to you asking you for questions. You want to have clients coming to you really trying to get assistance overall. That is when you now are the consultant, and instead of you pressurizing them to go and buy something, you are essentially providing expertise advice, and you're also asking them further questions to really get an idea in terms of what they're looking for so that you can help guide them in the right direction. That, guys, is the difference between pressure and consultative selling. Many agents are pressure selling, where they're just approaching and they're trying to shove an offer down sellers or buyers' throats. But the real experts understand that that doesn't work. So what do? They position themselves to a point where they have sellers and buyers coming towards them that are asking them for help, that are asking them for assistance, so that they can help and assist them. Now, the important key here, because even though you may understand the difference between pressure and consultative selling, many agents still suck at this. And the reason why is because a lot of them have been taught to immediately try and sell something, to immediately try and push them to move forward with whatever it is at that point in time. And I can tell you right now, that is not going to get you to the next level, purely because, guys, for most of your leads, they need that trust. They need to like you, and you need to build proper rapport before they're ready to move forward. Some of those leads may need a month. Some of those leads may need a few weeks. Some of those leads may just need a 1 or 2 hour conversation before they're ready to pull the trigger. And it's just because of how they were brought up. They want to build a relationship with you first before they move forward. So the reason why most agents suck at sales is because they want to close that deal immediately, and they want to add and apply pressure. Those two, guys, are a recipe for disaster. You want to mainly be focusing on consultative sales, because consultative sales is more focused on asking the right questions, consulting them with their problem, and if you feel that you have the right solution, you provide the solution. You're still not telling them why they should be working with you, but you're providing the solution, and then they come to the conclusion on their own that they would need your help. And then they ask you if you can assist them, and that is how you sell them. That's the difference, guys, between pressure and consultative selling. And that's the reason why most agents suck at sales, is because they focus so much on the pressure, they focus so much on closing the deal immediately, that they lose the sight of the relationship aspect. They lose the sight of actually building trust. Okay, the best way I can explain this is that, ladies, let's say you had a guy, you guys laid eye contact. He's attractive, he's everything that you've wanted in a man, right? You find him super attractive, and you gave him that eye contact to let him know that you are interested in him. Okay, you don't know him, but you're interested in him. Now he comes to you and he greets you. He's like, "Hi, my name's James." You're like, "Hi, my name's Mary." He's like, "Okay, cool, awesome, Mary. Listen, Mary, I found you attractive, and I just want to know, do you want to fuck?" What's going to be your reaction? Yeah, you'll be shocked, right? Like, damn, where did that come from? I didn't expect that. Now, why won't you sleep with him immediately? You don't know him. You don't trust him. Like, why would someone want to be so physical with you immediately? This guy's looking at you like a piece of meat, correct? That's exactly how your buyers and sellers feel when you're applying pressure, right? When you're trying to get them to buy or sell immediately. They feel that you don't know them, you don't know their pain, you don't know the reason why they want to buy or sell. And on top of that, they feel like a money object. Okay, they feel like you're just in it for the cash. They just feel like you're in it for the money. And that's the reason why most agents suck at sales, is because buyers and sellers don't like them purely because of that. It's all transactional. We've all had a conversation with someone who reached out to us on WhatsApp, or someone who we thought was just genuinely interested in checking up on us, and then afterwards they asked for money. That's exactly how buyers and sellers feel. That, oh, okay, you're just doing all this because you want the money. And guess how they're going to treat you? Like crap, because you are not leading the relationship correctly. Hence why consultative sales work the best. So the very same guy who you laid eye contact with, if he had came, introduced himself, and he complimented you, and he said that, "Look, I find you really attractive, I want to be conscious of your time, so why don't I grab your number and let's do coffee next week." You see, that's a little bit of a better option. Why? Because now there's no high pressure, right? He's not forcing you to make a big decision. Sleeping with someone, guys, is a big decision, right? That is one of the biggest decisions. Same way buying and selling a house is one of the biggest decisions that they need to make. So you can't force them to make a decision like this immediately, all right? You need to understand that it takes time. The same way in relationships, you're not just gonna sleep with someone the first day you meet them, right? Because the relationship, right? You have to build a relationship, see if you like that person, see if you guys are compatible. That's the same process when it comes to buyers and sellers. Now you guys go on your first date, it's a coffee date. It's a coffee date is like 1 hour long. You guys ask each other questions, you guys find some commonality, you guys are getting along, you're finding a little bit more attractive. Cool. Did you sleep with him after the coffee date? No, you went on about your ways. You went to go do what you had to do. He went to go do what he had to do. Perfect. Then there's another date. Let's say a week later, you guys do a lunch date. Okay, you guys get to know each other. You guys are talking. You guys are getting to. You're really starting to like him, right? You're seeing a potential with this person. Did you guys sleep with each other after the lunch date? There's a very high chance that won't happen. But if he plays his cards right, you'll probably sleep with him. Then the next date, which is a week later, you guys do a dinner date. And then after the dinner date, the dinner date looks so good. He's looking handsome, and the setting is just done right, and you're trusting him, and you like him. You guys really have this great connection. And then after dinner, he invites you to his place. Are you going to say no? Are you going to say yes? Some of you guys will say no, but most of you will say yes because you've now built that trust, you built that rapport, you've known him for about a month, and there's tension. Now you're ready to actually make that big decision and sleep with the guy. Okay? Now, that guy wanted to sleep with you from the first day he saw you, but he knew that if he had to go that route, you wouldn't agree. So, what did he have to do? He had to go through that whole entire process to get what he wants. Okay, and that's exactly how you need to handle that when you're talking to buyers and sellers. It's a game, it's a dance, guys. The same way it's a game and it's a dance. And when it comes to relationships, when I say game, I don't mean from a perspective of we're playing games with people, no. But it's more of a case of that is how the process has always worked when it comes to human relationships and interactions. We don't just see each other and sleep immediately, right? Sleep with each other immediately. It's a process. And that's the same process that would have to take place when it comes to business, buyers and sellers. You need to engage with them, see them in person, send them value, right? All those things are important because once you can apply those things, that is how you start to crush it in sales. That is how you can start winning deals because now they feel like they know you, they like you, they trust you. So one of the best ways to get them to open up so that they can know you, like, and trust you is by utilizing expanded questions. I'll give you an example. So we all use, guys, everything I'm going to be teaching you now, you already do it when it comes to your personal life. The problem is that you guys like to separate personal and business life. Guys, it's all intertwined. I always like to say that you don't have business problems, you've got personal problems that's reflecting in the business. And if you can just apply the techniques and the mentality of what happens in your personal life to the business life, that's when you're really going to start growing. Because you don't pressurize people in your personal life, okay? In the sense of you want them to make a decision. Yeah, with the right way to go about it, yes, perfect. But most oftentimes you go the consultative route. I'll explain now in a second. So let's say, for example, your partner comes back from a long day at work and she's like, oh, babe, I had such a terrible day. It was such a bad day today, right? You're not going to be like, well, what happened? Tell me what happened, right? With an aggressive tonality. You'll be like, oh, no, babe. Tell me, babe, what really happened? Can you maybe just expand? Can you maybe just let me know in terms of what happened? Or, babe, what happened? Notice how when I'm speaking that way, I'm not speaking in an aggressive tonality because that's not the time and place for it. I'm speaking in a very concerned tone, okay? Concerned tone, like, what happened, my love, right? And that is the key here when it comes to expanded questions, is that if, let's say, you're talking to a seller and the seller's like, I don't know how I'm going to sell my house. I don't know what I'm going to do in the next 2 months because we only have 2 months worth of savings left. And if we don't sell our house, we're going to be in trouble. Then you can be like, I just want to make sure I'm on the same page here. You mentioned that if you don't sell your house in the next 2 months, you're going to be in trouble. What do you mean by that? Or can you maybe just unpack in terms of what you meant when you said that you're going to be in trouble if you don't sell in the next 2 months? Notice how you see with that tonality and how I'm using, can you maybe just unpack that for me, what you meant when you said X and X? That is the best way to get your leads to open up. Guys, if there's something that you really want to know, just get your leads to open up. Get your leads to tell you things that they haven't even told their spouse or their friends or people around them, and that is how they're going to trust you, because no one's going to open up about deep shit in their life if they don't trust you. But you need to be able to ask the right questions in the right tonality, where you've now set the tonality and the ground for them to open up. I've had a handful of people that were able to do that with me, and I still remember that interaction like it was yesterday, because it actually showed that they gave a damn. So because I could see that they gave a damn, I was able to be vulnerable with them. But if someone's not showcasing that they give a damn about me, I'm not going to give a damn about them and open up. So you need to be very cautious of how to utilize the right expanded questions. Okay, expanded questions could be, please could you unpack that for me? Or another way to utilize an expanded question is just repeating what they said, but in a question, more from using it from a question tonality type of thing. So the best way I can explain is that, let's say someone is like, I want to sell my house because I might be in trouble if I don't. You want to sell your house because you might be in trouble if you don't? Notice how I just said what he said the same way, but the only way is that I use a different tonality. Don't? Right? We all do that, right? We all, when it comes to the question tonality, we all increase our tone when we want to ask it in a question way. But the problem is, you guys do that in your personal life, you just don't really understand how to apply it to your business life. I notice my daughter uses that as well, because women are the best communicators. she'll be like, Daddy, what did you mean by that? What did you mean by that? Okay, she's using that question tonality because she knows that is how people we've been programmed that way. That's the best way I can really put it. So guys, expanded questions is just really getting your prospects to open up, and I literally have a documentation of all the different expanded questions that I have, and if you want to get access to it, let me know and I'll be happy to send that over to you. Okay, so once you're done expanding the questions, this is another powerful technique which is called consequence-based questions. So consequence-based questions are, now that you've gotten your prospects to open up and really expand in terms of what's going on in their life, let's say that this prospect says that, hey, if we don't sell in the next 2 months, I might need to close down my business. We might need to move back in with our parents. Then what you now want to do is, when you utilize a consequence-based question, it's, what are you going to do if this doesn't work out? What are you going to do if this continues to happen? That's the best way I could really frame a consequence-based question. So John, tell me something. What are you going to do if you don't manage to sell your house in the next 2 months and you run out of savings? Or John, tell me something. What's going to happen if you guys hold on selling for the next 2 months and you don't get a job and your wife doesn't have another option to raise more money? What do you think is going to happen then? Now he's going to be like, oh shit, well, we're going to have to move back in with my parents. And how do you feel about that, John? I don't want to move back in with my parents. I'm 40 years old. I'm a grown man. Why? I just cannot be moving in with my parents, and that's not what I want. All right. So John, how would you propose that we move? What would be the next best steps for this? Or what should we do about this then? And then that's when he'll be like, well, we should definitely sell the house. You see? So notice how I use the consequence-based question for him to realize and emphasize that pain of what could possibly happen if this doesn't go the way that he wants. And 9 times out of 10, they know that if this doesn't work out, they're screwed. So he's going to tell you that they're going to be screwed. And now we need to find out, are they happy? Are they willing to settle for that? 9 times out of 10, they'll say no. And if they say no, I'm like, okay, well, what do you suggest we do about that thing? And there we go. You've now put them in a position where they're like, you know what, we actually need to sell. Now, did you pressurize them, right? Did you force them to make that decision? Or did you ask the right question that led them to come to the conclusion that they need to work with you to sell their house? Guys, that is the core focus of consultative selling. All right. We use expanded questions to get them to open up. Now that they've opened up, we now want to use that core pain point and put a consequence-based question on that. And once we utilize the consequence-based question on that expanded pain point, now we have them vulnerable. And now that we have them vulnerable, we can then ask the right questions to get them to come to a conclusion on their own that they need to work with us without us having to sell ourselves to them. That is the key here. And ultimately, guys, the techniques, the subtle techniques, right? The subtle techniques is mastering tonality. Notice how in today's video, I'm not screaming at you guys. Not that I do all the time, but notice how in today's video, I'm very calm. I'm relaxed. I'm mellow. I'm not raising my voice. And the reason why I'm doing that on purpose, so you can really notice and understand in terms of how my tonality has been very... There hasn't been high inflections and low inflections. It's just been it's been consistent. If I had to rather put it in the right terms, it's been consistent. And I did that for a reason, so that you can understand that tonality is important, because if I start to speak much louder than this, can you see how how different it goes? And that's the key here. Once you master tonality and you are aware of your tonality, you can start applying that into your business. So apply the right tonality, guys, into your business. And then you want to utilize things like suggestive assumptions. So, for example, all the agents who are still doing traditional side of things, they know it doesn't work. But then the very same agents know what they should be doing, and they're very smart. So most oftentimes what they will do is that they will start watching content and they know that they should be taking action, but they don't. But the people that really succeed are people who know what they should be doing and they start taking action, because they know that if they take action, they're going to get the right results. You guys strike me as the kind of people that who's watching this information, you're going to be taking action, because that is ultimately going to help you get better results compared to just sitting down and watching the content. So you guys don't strike me as the kind of people that's just going to sit around, laze around, and not watch and not take action on it. You guys strike me as the kind of people who are very smart, intelligent agents that want to make a change in their life, that's going to take action, right? That right there, ladies and gents, is a suggestive assumption. What I essentially did is that I put aside two camps. One camp, which is the lazy agents that just watch information and don't do anything about it. And then it's the smart, intelligent agents that don't just watch information, but they do something about it. And what did I do? I assumed and I suggested that you guys are smart and intelligent agents that aren't just going to be looking at information, but you're going to be taking action. Why? Because you're not going to say to me, no, Wandile, I'm the lazy agent, I just want to consume information. You'll be like, yes, I'm the smart person, I'm someone who's going to take action. So you want to do the same thing for your sellers and buyers. Make suggestive assumptions. So if you know, for example, most sellers that you talk to always want to give away the open mandate because it helps make the sale, but you know it doesn't work that way, then you want to paint two pictures, right? You can say, most sellers that I speak to where their houses haven't sold for months on end are the type of people who want to do open mandates. But the smart sellers know very well that open mandates never sell. So they work with one agent to get a sold mandate so they can get the best quality leads and close a deal. You strike me as a kind of smart seller who knows exactly that, look, if you're going to work with open mandates, it's not going to help you get the sale that you want. You strike me as a kind of seller that wants to sell immediately and get it for the best price. They're going to say yes, but here's the thing. If they assumed that working with open mandates was the best way to go, they'll say yes, they're the smart seller, but this is where they'll say, but we like to do open mandates because of X and X and X, right? Now you know what that core pain point of why the core reason why they want to do open mandates, because maybe they were burned before by another agent, etc., etc. So suggestive assumptions work absolutely best when you know exactly how to frame it. You just need to practice it, and then you're good to go. And lastly, guys, just always keep a childlike curiosity. Many of you guys listen to respond to your sellers and buyers when you should be listening to understand. I listen to understand so that I don't just assume I know what my clients want. I always come from a childlike curiosity. Let me give you an example. So let's say an agent is like, Wandile, I want to work with you. It's just that, I've been burned so many times. I work with this company, I just don't know what to do anymore. I could be like, those other companies are crap. You should be working with us. Sign on the dotted line now. That's pressure sales. Consultative sales is like, what happened before? Tell me something. What exactly happened with the other companies? You see, now that's childlike curiosity. I'm listening to understand so I can really get an understanding, and then later on I can try and sell them on what we do or what helps us stand out. But the minute you go into pressure side, it doesn't work. All right. Anyways, guys, I hope this has been nothing but valuable. I do have a sales mastery course. It's a 3-part masterclass. I break this in full detail. I give you scripts on expanded questions, scripts on consequence-based questions, and really breaking down the whole purpose of mastering tonality and how to really speak to your clients, what you should be saying, giving the right scripts in terms of what you should be saying, how to handle consequence-based questions, and how to really close. If you found today's video interesting, then you can feel free to go check out that course. It's about $99. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Share this with an agent if you know for a fact they'll get a lot of value from this, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.